You can see the screen, no?
Yes, sir.
So yesterday we were discussing this classical solution, Laplace transform, and
Yes, sir.
Hancock the solution. And so let us come to the numerical part. This you have understood that is for various input. uh, like if we have step input or if we have ramp input or if we have manipulative input. So what is the output? So this example was based on classical solution method.
Yes, sir.
Now let us discuss this again. This solution, like you have this output, the transfer function is given by this, and then we have used partial fraction. So this can be equated using partial fraction as a upon s plus 2 plus b upon x plus 1. And I am taking this again. Now you equate numerator by taking LCMs. So you will get the value of a and b. So you substitute that again. The value of a is minus 1. So your output becomes now minus 1 upon s plus 2 plus 2 upon s plus 1. So now I want to write this in the form of k upon 1 plus ts, which is the standard transfer function for the first degree. So in order to write in this form k upon 1 plus ts, so what I am doing, I am taking this 2 common. So if I take this 2 common, it will become 1 plus s by 2, and this 2 can be written in the numerator like this, minus half. And similarly, this is already in 1 plus ts form. Now you have to compare this. You have to compare this with the standard Laplace transforms which are available in the table. So now rule number 4 is this. It is Laplace inverse. This is called as the Laplace inverse. So Laplace inverse of this k upon 1 plus t is in time domain it will be k by t, capital T, into e raised to minus t upon t. So now on comparison you can find out value of k as minus half, value of capital T as
Check.
half, 1 plus t is, so again capital T will be half here. Fine, so you substitute this. So if you substitute this, what you are going to get, you will get it as minus e raised to minus 2t plus 2 into e raised to minus t. So what this indicates that there is no steady state component. So this the system is not going to become, or it will not achieve a state of steady state. uh, It will remain unstable only. So there is no steady state. There is only transient component because it is say e raised to minus 2t, e raised to minus t. There is no constant term. There is no constant term. You understood this?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes. So let's go for the next example. Again, I am repeating this now. This is the transfer function. That is theta o is equal to 2 into s plus 6. Now here the Laplace inverse is given. That is f of s is equal to k upon 1 plus ts. So f of t is equal to k upon t. So the Laplace inverse of k upon 1 plus ts is equal to k by t into e raised to minus t by t. Where t is the time period, small t is the instantaneous time, and k is a constant. So here there are three linear factors. S, S plus 2 and S plus 4. S, S plus 2 and S plus 4. So again, we are using a method of partial fraction. So this can be written as A upon S, B upon S plus 2, C upon S plus. Now cross multiply and equate this numerator. Now how do you solve this? How to get this, values A, B and C? So you go on substituting, like suppose you put S is equal to minus 2. So if you put S is equal to minus 2, then this term becomes 0 and this term also becomes 0. Right?
Yes,
So
sir.
you will have only B into S plus 4. So you have to compare with this. So like that you have to find out. I hope
Yes, sir.
you know this technique, isn't it? So that was here, like suppose to find constant A here, if I want to find out constant A, what I will do, I'll substitute S is equal to minus 1. So if I substitute S is equal to minus 1, so this term becomes 0. So now you will have B into S plus 2 is equal to S plus 3. So you compare it. So if you compare it, this S plus 3 is equal to BS plus 2B. BS plus 2. So on comparison, you will get B is equal to 2. Similarly now, when you find out A, so that time you substitute S is equal to minus 2. So this becomes 0. This becomes 0.
Yes, sir.
So same thing here. Now here what is done? Here we have simplified this and it is written in terms of S square, S and constant term. So S square into bracket A plus B plus C, S into bracket this, and this is a constant term. Now you compare this. So on comparison now constant term 8A is equal to left hand side mein it is 12. So 8A is equal to 12. So that means you will get A is equal to 12 by 8, that is equal to 1.5. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Then you come here, middle term. That is now, compare this now. 6A plus 4B plus 2C is equal to 2. Correct? And if you
Yes,
compare
sir.
from here, there is no second degree term here. So A plus B plus C is equal to 0 and 6A plus 4B plus 2C is equal to 2. Alright. So now you can use this A and solve this simultaneously so that you will get the value of B and C. So you substitute here now A, B, C. A, B, C you substitute here. 1.5 upon S minus 2 upon S plus 2 plus 0.5 upon okay. So now this can be written as, now this is of the form H upon S. So H upon S, the Laplace inverse of H upon S is H. So that will be equal to 1.5. This is very simple, so that's why this is not given. H upon Laplace inverse of H upon S is 1.5.
Yes, sir.
Now this you have to write in the form of 1 plus Ts, k upon 1 plus Ts. So obviously you will have to take 2 common. That means this will become 1, that is you are taking 2 common, so 2 outside into bracket 1 plus S by 2. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Similarly here also 1 plus Ts, so you have to take 4 common. So this will be 1 plus S by 4. 1 plus S by 4. So this is k upon t into e raised to minus k upon 2. So what is the value of capital T? The value of capital T is 1 by 2, isn't it? So minus t upon 1 by 2, so that will become 2 minus 2t. And k upon t. Now what is the value of t? The value of t is half. And what is the value of k? Value of t is 1 because this minus 2 and the 2 which is taken common here that gets cancelled. So value of k will be 1. So this becomes minus 2. Now if you look at this is a constant term, isn't it? So that is nothing but your steady state component. And this is what is your transient component. That's what transient component over here. Now next. Now this is what the transfer function is given as. That is C upon S, R upon S is equal to 1 upon s square plus 3s plus 2. So the question is find response. This is CT, means it is in time domain. So find the response in time domain when the input is r of t is equal to 5. That is, this is nothing but the step input, and r of t is equal to 5t. So this is nothing but the ramp input. So now you know Laplace of this will be, that is, this is nothing but h. So Laplace of the h will be h by s. This is given, but I'm just telling you because this is simple. And what is Laplace of ht? That is nothing but h by s square. So if it is 80, it will be a upon s square. And
Yes,
if
sir.
it is e raised to minus 80, Laplace of e raised to, this is given. This is given. That is nothing but 1 upon s plus a. E raised to minus 80 is 1 upon s plus a. So again you will factorize this s square plus 3s plus 2. Okay, so s square plus 3s plus 2 will be s plus 1 and s plus 2. Now how it is given? See, now it is given. See, earlier case na directly it was given output theta o. Here also directly it is given theta o. But now in this case, what is the twist? It is given as Cs upon Rs. So Cs is equal to this Rs will get multiplied over here, isn't it? So C of S is equal to R of S. C of S is nothing but the output. This is in Laplace domain. So C of S is equal to R of S into this. So now in first case, what is my R of S? That is nothing but 5 in time domain. So in Laplace domain, it will be 5 by S. So C of S is equal to 5 upon S into this. Is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
Is this part clear? There is no
Yes,
cross.
sir.
You are taking this R of S over here. यहाँ पे लेके okay. Now R of S you are replacing by, see this is in Laplace domain. R of S you are replacing by 5 by S. So you are multiplying the 5 by S. Now you have to write it in 1 plus Ts का form. So this is 1. This is already 1 plus Ts का form. Now what about this? Here you will have to take 2 common. So it will be 1 plus S by 2. Okay, so this is 1 plus S by 2. So in this case now value of t will be here 1 plus ts, isn't it? So value of t will be 1, and here the value of t will be half, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now if you compare this, now this transfer function can be compared, or this Laplace uh, function can be compared with rule number 11. So I'll show you the rule number 11. What is rule number 11? So rule number 11 is exactly like this. See, देखो, hk upon s into 1 plus ts, uh, that is 1 plus t1s into 1 plus t2s. This is rule number 11. So directly you will get Laplace inverse of this into time domain. That is hk into 1 plus this. Are you understanding this rule number
Yes,
11?
sir.
Yeah. So now ours is exactly as per the rule number 11. So the hk, the value of hk is 5 by 2. So hk into whatever that formula is given, that rule number 11, that is written like this. Now here it is very simple. Now what is the steady state component? Steady state component will be 5 by 2, and this will be your transient component. Now next, when the input is 5t, so इसका Laplace of 5t will be 5 by s square. So C of S will be 5 by s square into s plus 1 s plus 2. Right? So now this is, here it is s square plus 1 plus t1s into 1 plus t2s. Now this conforms to rule number 14. So let us see rule number 14. Rule number 14 is the s square hk upon s square into 1 plus t1s into 1 plus t2s. So you have the Laplace inverse of this. So that is written directly here. Now if you solve this, if you simplify this further, then you will get a constant term of minus 15 by 4. So that is nothing but your steady state response, steady state output, minus 15 by 4. Similarly, you have to take now e raised to minus 80, but that is not given. Only the response for the two input is asked. R of t is equal to 5 and R of t is equal to 5t. Okay. Now look at this now. This this numerical.
Yes, sir.
Try to understand. So theta os means this is output in Laplace domain, that is equal to 10 upon s plus 4 into s plus 2. So 10 upon s plus 4 s plus 2, that is equal to a upon s plus. So this is by partial fraction. Now you
Yes,
will
sir.
get the values of a and b. Right? Like you substitute s is equal to minus 2, so this term becomes 0. Alright, and then you get bs plus 4 is equal to 10, so you find out the value of b, and so on. Now this you have to write in the form of 1 plus ts. So here you have to take 4 common, here you have to take 2 common. So 1 plus s by 4, 1 plus s by 2. So now Laplace inverse of this, you know, minus, that is here k is equal to 5, and here that is k is equal to minus 5 by 4 and t is equal to 1 by 4. Here k is equal to 5 by 2 and t is equal to 1 by 2. So k by t into e raised to minus t upon capital T, right? Now both are transient, so the system will not achieve a state of steady state, this particular system. This is the last problem on this. A system has transfer function in time domain form as this. Theta O upon theta I is equal to, this is given. This is in time domain form. It is required to study the nature of the system by examining its response to step input disturbance. ID means input disturbance when theta I is equal to 2. Assuming that all initial conditions of theta I and theta O are 0, means what? That is when input is 0, obviously the output will be 0. That is what is called as the initial conditions of theta I and theta O. So you have to examine the output when input disturbance is 2. So first, this time domain form, and that we will write it in Laplace domain as this. So Laplace of theta O upon Laplace of theta I, you have to simply replace by Laplace is equal to 5 into half of s plus 1. That is, instead of 3, you have to go on writing s. So 3s plus 1 and 2s square plus 4s plus 1. So now this can be further simplified by using partial fraction as this. This has been means, if you want to, see how this has come, so you can look here. That is 5 into That is from this step you come directly here. So here I have shown how A, B, C, these constants are estimated. So pi into half of s plus 1 divided by this 3s plus 1 upon 2s square plus 4s plus 1, that is equal to, now we are writing this by method of partial fraction. A upon 3s plus 1, this is a linear factor. Now this is a quadratic factor. So quadratic factor now has to be written as b into s. This is the standard position procedure. So bs divided by 2s square plus 4s plus 1 plus c. This is the standard position, right? If we have a quadratic factor in the denominator, it is written as, if you remember, it is written as bx plus c. Just revise partial fraction का rules.
Yes, sir.
So bs upon 2s square plus c. So this is as per the rule for the partial fraction when you have quadratic term in the denominator.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you cross multiply this. Hmm? You cross multiply. Now here what is done? Multiplying both the sides by 3s plus 1. So therefore, what do you get here? Pi into half of s plus 1, and this term will get cancelled, 2s square plus 4s plus 1. That is equal to, now again here the term, this term will get cancelled. And over here in the numerator you will have 3s plus 1. Alright. This is a bit lengthy to find out A, B, C. Now you substitute s plus s is equal to 0, so you will get a plus c is equal to 5. Then you can use this value of c is equal to 5 minus 8. And the basic maths. So you will get the values of a, b, and c. So now that you have to substitute here. Now the value of a is obtained as minus 37.5. See here, a is equal to minus 37.5. B is equal to 25. So this is the value of, where is your B, and what is the value of C? C is 42.5. Now how did you got this? Because you are multiplying by input. Now what is my input is 2, isn't it? So your 25 here, see this 25 and this 42.5. First we are writing this. It is 37.5, value of A minus 37.5. Value of B is 25, that is written 25s, because this is in the form of Bs upon 2s square plus 4s plus 1. Then value of C is 42.5. Now what we have done, Laplace of theta O. Now if it is step input, so Laplace inverse of 2 is nothing but 2 by s, isn't it? So
Yes, sir.
So now this has been taken, theta I, the theta I is 2, isn't it? So this is taken here. So this whole thing, or rather this whole thing will be multiplied by 2 upon s. 2 upon s. This whole thing will be multiplied by 2 upon s. So 37.5 into 2, that will be 75, and that s will be multiplied by 3s plus 1. So you understood this, how this has come. Similarly,
Yes, sir.
2 upon s into this. So SS will get cancelled, and 25 into 2, that will be 50. So 50 upon these two brackets. And in the same way, this 2 into 42.5, so that's 85 upon s. Now there is nothing for the cancellation, so you'll have s into this bracket and this bracket. So we have two more brackets. So this will be third degree polynomial. This is second degree polynomial. And obviously this is first degree polynomial, right? Now you have to go on comparing this Laplace forms in the table. So this conforms to rule number 8, this conforms to rule number 5, and this conforms to Rule number 11. That is, I will show you now. This just remember this is s into 3s plus 1. So s into 3s plus 1. So let's see rule number 8. Rule number 8 is s into 1 plus ts and hk upon s into 1 plus k. So this exactly conforms to this. So the value of hk will be minus 75. So you have written directly your Laplace inverse, right? Similarly, this now this conforms to your table rule number 5. Now, rule number. Let us see what is this rule number 5 in the table. So that's k upon 1 plus q1s into 1 plus k2s. So exactly as per this. So 1 plus ts. Now here you have to write this in the form of 1 plus ts. So you have to take 0.585 common. 0.585 common. And similarly this. I hope you understand it. Now this conforms to rule number 11. So rule number 11 is this HK third degree polynomial. And then directly you write this in time domain, Laplace inverse time domain. Now this is what you will get. So further if you simplify, you will get this 85 into pura bracket. So theta O is equal to 10 plus 75 into this minus 85. So that means your steady state response will be 10, and this is what is your complementary, which goes on decaying uh, as t changes to infinity. So transient response as t goes to infinity will become zero. So in practice, we don't wait. In practice, we don't wait for t to become infinity. So we stop at some particular time. Maybe say t is equal to half an hour and 10 hours, and whatever error we get at that time, that we adjust in this steady state response and we achieve the solution. Because in practically, how you can wait till time reaches infinity? It is not possible, isn't it? So somewhere you have to
Yes,
stop.
sir.
Yeah, so somewhere you have to stop. So we take that value of t as half an hour, and that half an hour means what is from the graph or from the mathematical model, you will get the value of, you will get some value, and that you subtract from steady state. So that is what is your error with respect to the input, and then you manage with that error. So as long as that error remains constant, that is acceptable. So that was the most difficult numerical, and this was 12 marks numerical.
Yes, sir.
So that is the Laplace transform. This I have mailed you yesterday. Did you check?
Yesterday you mailed me one.
Yeah, in the same, I am not, every time I am not using other mail, I am using your trailing mails only. So
Yes, okay, sir. Okay,
all the notes, are in the one mail only.
okay, sir.
Now with this background, no, you can, now you are ready to, draw the plots. Uh, draw the plots. I say. Frequency response analysis means when your input is your sine, that is sine of omega t, h sine of omega t, or hk sine of omega t. So, how the system behaves, or what is the response? That is what is called as the frequency response analysis. Frequency means what? Frequency, how frequency is shown here. Frequency is denoted by omega, isn't it? Omega is nothing but your angular frequency. So when
Yes,
my
sir.
input is theta I, that is say h sine of omega t, what is my output and what is the behavior of the system? So we know this first order equation transfer function theta O upon theta I is this k upon 1 plus t. And we have also seen by classical method the output, that is two outputs we get one complementary, another is particular, that is one transient and another as steady state, isn't it? So theta on and theta off. So we have already seen that theta on is kh into sine of omega t plus pi upon root of 1 plus omega square t squared. So we are interested in this steady state response. Now you know phi is equal to minus tan inverse of omega t. Now here, if I substitute, see now here k is constant, isn't it? H is also constant. Angular t is time period, so that is again a constant. Hmm. So the variable is your omega t, or you can vary phi. So there are two variables here. One is your angular frequency, that is omega, and another is your phase angle. So if I write B is equal to kh upon 1 plus omega square t square half, like this, if I replace hmm, this term, if I replace this term by B, in order to make it short, so this can be written as B sine of omega t plus phi. So B is equal to kh upon root of 1 plus omega square t square. So we can say B is a function of angular frequency omega here. It's very clear, isn't it? Because
Yes, sir.
is constant and t is constant. So B is a function of omega. So that means you can get a graph of B against omega. So B is a function of omega. And similarly here, phi, if you see phi is a function of omega here, isn't it? Phi, that is phi is nothing but the phase angle. So phi is a function of omega.
Yes, sir.
So here the phi, that is phase angle, is a function of omega, right? So on y-axis you can take b and phi, on x-axis you can take omega. So you can get a graph of b against omega, and you can get a graph of phi against omega. Uh, so this is what is called as the overlapping, overlapping or two graphs on this. So this particular graphs is a Cartesian graph. There is another graph which is called the polar graph or polar plot. So where you can superimpose both, that is B and phi, on one graph itself. When if it is a Cartesian plot, then you have to have two graphs, that is B against omega and phi against omega. You have to have two graphs, that is B against omega and phi against omega. So how do you plot this? B is equal to you are taking this, and phi is equal to you are taking this, right? There is one more technique to determine the stability of the system, and that is called as the Roots criteria. That is called the Roots criteria, or it is also called as the Hurwitz criteria. So it is again very simple. Roots service. So here you have to write the. There are two things now here we are discussing. One is Roots criteria, and another is this p phi against omega, that is polar plot. So let us concentrate on this Roots criteria. Suppose this is what is your characteristics equation is. This is the characteristic equation, and so it is written like this: 12d to 4 plus 28 d cube plus 23 d square plus 8d. Now you, with this characteristic equation, you prepare a roots array. You prepare a roots array. So how to prepare the roots array? You start with higher degree first, coefficient of the higher degree. So that is a d raised to 4. So you write d raised to 4 here. Okay. Then what is the coefficient of d raised to 4? 12. Then you search for the even terms. So the next even term is d square. So that will be 23. Alright. And then Next is your constant, so that is 9. Then you have after d raised to 4, your next degree is d raised to 3, so that is d raised to 3 here. So write on the coefficient over here 28. Then go for odd terms, so that is d here, so that's 8, and then you have subsequently no terms, so that can be represented by 0. Then next one is your d square. So d square, what is the coefficient here? D square. So once you write these two, your equation is all the terms in the equation has been written. Now from here onwards, you have to do calculation. From here onwards, you have to do calculation. So how to do that calculation? You have to cross multiply this, minus you have to cross multiply this, okay, and then you have to divide by this term. So whatever figure you get, that you have to write here. Same thing here also. This into this and this into this. So you will come to know. Now you have to look at this first column. You have to look at this first column. If anyway, now this is plus, this is plus, this is plus. Suppose if you get negative value here, if there is a change, positive to negative, even if you get one change, means system is unstable. If there is no change in this value, no change in this sign, like suppose if all are positive, if all are negative, then the system is stable. But if there is a change in the sign of the root, that indicates the system is unstable. So this is very fast and rapid method, Roots criteria, to determine the stability of the system, whether the system is stable or unstable, provided the characteristic equation of the system is known. So this is again apply Roots criteria for the following characteristic equation. So this will be a method, and you know this, like if now these are the roots. Now, if the root is say negative, real negative, if the root is real, so real and negative, then your system will be stable. So from the roots, you can identify the stability of the system if you know the root. So here the transient response, it is say now it is decreasing, and then after some time the system will become stable, right? Then if the
Yes,
roots
sir.
are real and positive, see this is what the root is shown. If it is real and if it is positive, if the roots are real and positive like this, then system will be unstable. Hmm? The, it will go on increasing. You know, the system will never be stable. If we have the roots as the complex, if we have the roots, complex roots, and on the negative side, like this condition here, one root is here, another root is here. These roots are shown by this cross. It indicates that the decays in time and the system is stable. System is stable. Then again the roots are complex, but on the positive sides, then the system is unstable. It increases in time. The vibrations increases in time. And if the roots are lying on the imaginary axis, that is, there is no real part, there is only imaginary part, then the system is marginally stable. System is marginally stable. Okay. That means if you want the system to be stable, your root should be negative real roots, or it should be complex negative real, or it should be imaginary. So in these three cases only you will in a stable system. So the root stability criteria, it is very quick and easy indicator of stability condition. Hmm. It indicates number of positive as well as negative roots. Only that it will say that whether the system is stable and unstable. It will not give the values. Hmm. It will not give the steady state component or transient component. It gives only whether it is stable or not stable. That's why. Yeah. Now, so that was your growth strategy. Now, let us say this polar plot. So polar plot. This is what is called as the polar plot. Polar plot. How do you want a? How do you get the polar plot? That is, you have some, you know, angles. That is, what are the phase angles? So you have to draw the lines at various angles. You have to draw the lines at various angles. That is nothing but the phi. And on those lines, you have to mark omega t, value of omega t. On these lines, you have to mark the value of omega t. Right? Like say now, if theta O and theta I is equal to a upon 1 plus 3d, hmm, so this is the first order transfer function. The value of theta I is, let's say, h sin omega t. This we are seeing, that is input, and b is equal to kh upon under root of omega square t square. Hmm, and g is equal to p upon kh. So here now look at this, b is equal to kh upon this. So if I take this component kh over here, that is, if I write b upon kh, if I write b upon kh, so that becomes 1 upon root of 1 plus omega square t square. So I will call this now ratio as g. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
So now what I am writing, g is equal to b upon kh, that is equal to 1 upon root of 1 plus omega square t square. And phi, you know, phase angle is given by minus tan inverse of omega t. Right? Now, why I have done like this? Because b is a constant, k is a constant, and h is also constant. So I have taken all constants together, and since omega is variable, I have taken it separately. So now g is equal to 1 upon this, because this is going to be a constant term, isn't it? G will not depend on this. So g will vary as per this, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? So now I know that g is a function of omega t and phi is a function of omega t, right? I will take now various values of omega t, right, from 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6 till infinity, and correspondingly I will find out the value of g. Like suppose if the value of omega t is 0, what will be the value of g? 1 plus 0, so that is 1, and square root of 1, uh, that is nothing but 1. If I take value of omega t as 0.2, that is this, so 0.2 ka square, that will be zero point 0.2 into zero point 0.2, that will be 0.04, so it will be 1.04, and square root of 1.04. So that gives you value of z. Similarly, you can get the values of phi, and then you plot. Okay, then you plot. So how you will plot? आप क्या करने का, phi का values लेने का, various values of phi. Okay, you take various values of phi, and on that you mark. So you just go through this. Okay, just
Yes,
try
sir.
to go through this, and then in the next lecture we will discuss this polar plots. Will be your, I mean, it is not that difficult. We have lecture no? Now, Sudhakar sir.
No, he told he'll take at 2 o'clock.
Actually, 2 o'clock. Okay. Then I will
Yes,
just
sir.
give you some introduction so that you understand this. Is it
Okay,
okay?
sir. Yes, sir.
This I'll just confirm WhatsApp.
Yes, sir.
Just 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
I think this part is clear, no? This.
हाँ सर हाँ.
So you can check the various values of g and phi. And then did you understood how the graph is plotted?
So which graph?
This graph. This graph.
No, not completely.
But have you understood this table?
Yes, sir.
Now what I am telling now, phi is nothing but the angle. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now first value is 0. So 0 means this line.
Yes, sir.
Then second value is minus 11.3. So you draw a line at minus 11.3 angle like this. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Similarly now next line is at minus 21.8.
Okay.
Then minus 38.3 like this. And then finally
Okay.
you have minus 90 degree का line. So you have now several lines. एक दो तीन चार पाँच छः इतना line. Is this part clear?
Yes, sir.
Now what you have to do? You have to mark these values. That is 1.98. You take some scale from here to here. Now you have this line. So mark 1. So you get a point. Then on this line you have to mark 0.98. Then on this line, third line, you have to mark 0.925. You understood what I am telling?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now you will get a number of points, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now you have to join those points, and that is what is your polar plot. Now omega t. So now here you have to write omega t is equal to 0. You have to simply write. Then here you have to write omega t is equal to zero point 0.2 like that. I'll show you.
Okay.
See, look at this graph. See whether you understood this graph.
Yes, sir.
And look at the calculation part. Just 1 minute. See here, this is the transfer function. Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Now, I have not told you how this part has come. Okay, so this I will
Yes, sir.
explain. Now just concentrate on this now. Instead of omega t, now you have omega, and then you have g and phi. Okay. Now, what I told you that how this graph is plotted. So you have two equations. Now how this equation has come that I will tell you. But now just concentrate. G is equal to this and phi is equal to this. This is what is the equation which you got. Now here in this equation you substitute one substituting the values of omega. One changing 0, 1, 5, 8 till infinity. You have to take these two values 0 and infinity. So what will be the value of g when it is 0? So when omega is 0, so this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. So square root of 1, square root of 1, square root of 1. So 1 upon 1 into 1. So that will be 1. Alright. Similarly, substitute now 1 here. Okay, so 1, 1.01, 1.04 like that. So you will get this. So, and if it is infinity, if the value of omega is infinity, so 1 by infinity is 0, isn't it? So the omega will be 0. That means the angular frequency you are changing from 0 to infinity. Angular frequency you are changing from 0 to infinity, and corresponding values of g are this. Now similarly phi now, the equation of phi is this. Hmm? Tan inverse of this is this, right? Now you go on substituting the values of omega here. So now how to get this phi? So phi is equal to, now this is the equation, tan inverse of zero point 0.1 omega, zero point 0.2 omega, and tan inverse of zero point 0 omega. So now when omega is 0, so this will become tan inverse of 0 बराबर है minus tan inverse of 0 and minus tan inverse of 0. So what will be the tan inverse of 0? Tan of 0 is 0, isn't it? So tan inverse of 0 will be 0, right? Correct, no? Rajan. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. So tan inverse of 0 will be 0, correct, no?
Yes, sir.
And what about infinity? If is now when there is an infinity, so tan inverse of infinity will be what? Now this will be minus infinity because here there are two terms, minus and minus. So this will be tan inverse of minus infinity. So tan of 90 is infinity. So tan inverse of infinity will be 90. So tan inverse of minus infinity will be minus 90. Now what you do? 5. So this is 0 degree ka line. Then this is 7.9 degree ka line. Then this is 29.7 ka line. Like that it is. Different lines. Okay. Now on this line, you have got this line. Now on this line, you have to substitute the values. Hmm. So g is equal to 1. So यहाँ से लेके 1. हाँ? Then here how much it is? 0.98. So from here it is 0.98. Okay. Then from here it is this. How much it is? जो भी है. हाँ? Then here it is 0.587. Then this is 0.27. So that means what? You have phi, phi is done and g is done. Now omega. Omega, what I am telling, omega you have to simply write here. Omega is equal to 0. That is, this is a point at which omega is 0, g is 1 and phi is 0. This is a point at which omega is 1 and the value of g is 0.78. Do you understood this? And so on.
Yes, sir.
This is what is called as the polar plot. This is what is called as the polar plot. There will be one question on this. Okay. Now, what is the
Okay, sir.
significance? What is the significance? So now this is what is, these are the different polar plots. This is you can take it as a homework. Now you will understand how to plot the polar plot. Now this is again a polar plot. Okay. This is again a polar plot. Only now I have to tell you how to get this equation. Hmm? But this you have understood how to mark the lines at various angles and how to plot the
Yes, sir.
value of z. This is very clear. Okay. Now there are two things remaining in this. That is how to how to you know mark this, how to write this equation, and what is the use of this polar plot. The use of polar plot is this now. You have drawn this polar plot. Now you have to locate the point minus 1 comma 0. Minus 1 comma 0. So minus 1 comma 0 is over here. Hmm? Now if minus 1 comma 0 is outside the diagram, then the system is stable. If minus 1 comma 0 is within the diagram, then system is unstable. And if the minus 1 comma 0, if it is on the diagram or on the graph, then it is marginally stable or partially stable. Hmm? So let us see now. Now where is this point minus 1 comma 0? You have to look properly. Minus 1 comma 0. Where it is. So this has to be done on the graph paper. This has to be done on the graph paper. So if the minus 1 comma 0, if it lies here, okay, if it lies here, then the system is stable. If minus 1 comma 0, if it is here, then the system is unstable. Understood? Now
Yes, sir.
in this case, now see this graph is coming like this, aisa, and it is going here, isn't it? It is going here.
Yes, sir.
That means minus 1 comma 0 is obviously outside. Correct? No? Here.
Yes, sir.
Minus 1 comma 0.
Ah,
That means the system is stable. Correct? Had this graph been like this, ऐसा आता था, ऐसे, like
ah.
this, and like this. Okay. So minus 1 comma 0 is inside. That means the system is unstable. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Here also the system is stable because the minus 1 comma 0 point is 0. Okay. This is what is called as the polar plot. This is what is called as the polar plot. Now, how to get that? equations. So now this is something related to your vector diagram or phasor diagram. Vector diagram or phasor diagram, which is again very simple at vector diagram and phasor diagram. Like if say this is a point, okay. So this point in the vector form, suppose if this point is say 3 comma 1, this is 3 comma 1. So in vector form it can be written as how it can be written as 3x plus 1y, isn't it? 3x plus 1y in vector form. And how to find out the angle? Angle you can find out this divided by this, isn't it? So that is y component divided by x component. And how you get the magnitude? 3 plus square plus 1 plus square is the square root, isn't it? So the point P is distance of phi. So ये आपका polar coordinate हो गया, बराबर ना? तो polar coordinate क्या हो जाएगा? This will be tan inverse of 4 by 3 and the magnitude or radius is nothing but phi. I hope this is clear.
Yes, sir.
Correct, no? So same logic you have to apply here. Same logic. Suppose if the transfer function is like this 1 plus 3d, then you have to replace this d. You have to replace this d by omega t. Sorry, you have to replace this d by I omega. So this becomes now I omega t. Okay. Now there are two things. First thing is magnitude. Okay. So magnitude will be now under root of real part square plus imaginary part square. Right? In complex number.
Yes,
Correct?
sir.
So what is my real part? 1. And what is my imaginary part? Omega t.
Okay.
Correct? So the magnitude would be g is equal to under root of 1 square, which is 1 plus omega t square, that is omega square t square. This is clear?
Yes, sir.
G. Now coming to the angle, that is phase angle. So tan of phi, how do you represent tan of phi? Will be imaginary part divided by the real part, tan of phi. So tan of phi will be omega t divided by 1. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Tan of phi will be imaginary part divided by the real part. So phi is equal to क्या आ जाएगा? Tan inverse of omega t, बराबर ना? Tan of phi is equal to omega t upon 1. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
See here tan of phi is equal to omega t upon 1. Correct na? Tan of phi is equal to omega t upon
Yes, sir.
1. Now what? Now you have to go on changing the values of omega t and find out the values of g. Go on changing the values of omega t and find out the value of phi and draw the polar plot. Now let us take this is the transfer function 1 upon td. So now 1 can be written as 1 plus 0 I. Correct?
Yes, sir.
td can be written as now this t you have to replace by omega or omega t. Either replace by omega or omega t. So now this can be written as 0 plus td or it can be written as 0 plus I omega t. Correct? So now what will be your g? Now here what will be your g? Numerator में real part square plus imaginary part square. Correct? So 1 plus 1 का square plus 0 का square. So 1, what will be here? Real part is 0 and imaginary part is omega t. So under root of 0 square plus omega t square. So that will be omega t. So do you want this? ऊपर का निकालने का g और नीचे का g निकालने. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now coming to phi. So how to find out the phi now? Numerator में देखो. Numerator में phi कैसा मिलेगा? Imaginary part divided by real part. So phi is equal to tan inverse of 0 upon 1. Is it clear? Numerator.
Yes, sir.
Tan inverse of 0 upon 1. So that is nothing but tan inverse of 0. And what is tan inverse of 0? It is 0. Now denominator. So abhi now this minus this. Okay. This minus this. tan inverse of 0 minus tan inverse of omega upon 0. Omega upon 0. Omega upon 0 will be infinite. So tan inverse of infinity. And what is the tan inverse of infinity? 90. So answer for this will be what? 0 minus 90. Is it clear? Because this will be required when you do the Bode plot. So phi will have a constant value as minus 90. So whatever values of omega t, you will get a constant graph of phi minus 90. Here, this. Are you understanding this? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So for all the values of omega t, you change it from 0 to infinity, your phi phase angle will be constant minus 90. Whereas this will go on changing. This will means g. G will go on changing as per this 1 upon omega t. That is when omega t is 0, what will be the value of g? Infinity. ऐसा दिखा है देखो. G is coming from infinity when omega t is 0. Now when omega t is infinity, the value of g is 0. So how it is shown? देखो, omega t is infinity. As it approaches infinity, this omega t will approach 0. Is it clear? This
Yes, sir.
same now if it is steady. If it is steady, so Td can be written as 0 plus Td. So 0 plus I omega t, we are replacing d by I omega. What is the value of g? Real part square, imaginary part square. So omega t. What is the value of phi? Omega t upon 0. That is nothing but infinity. So tan inverse of infinity 90. Okay. So it is constant like this, and this will go on changing. This is also now it is t square d square. So t square can be written as td into td. T square d square can be written as td into td.
Yes, sir.
Now td can be written as 0 plus td into 0 plus td. Now in d you replace the I omega. So 0 plus I omega t, 0 plus I omega t. And upper you can write it as 1 plus 0 I. Fine. Now what is your
Yes,
g?
sir.
What will be your g? ऊपर क्या आएगा g? 1. 1 का स्क्वायर प्लस 0 का स्क्वायर. नीचे क्या आएगा? ओमेगा टी स्क्वायर plus 0 square, that is nothing but omega t. Here omega t square plus 0 square, that is nothing but omega t. So omega t into omega t, omega square t square. And then what will be phi? Phi here now देखो tan inverse of 0 upon 1. So tan inverse of 0 minus tan inverse of omega t upon 0. That is tan inverse of infinity. And again for this also minus. Huh? Because it is in the denominator. Minus tan inverse of infinity. Tan inverse of infinity is 90. This is 90. So 0 minus 90 minus 90. So minus 180. For all the values of omega t, it will be minus 180. Understood? Like this.
Yes, sir.
So you take this as a homework, okay? And study all these graphs. Whatever you
Okay,
can
sir.
see only this many graphs, okay? इतना graph
Okay, sir.
which has been done properly. This a graph paper wala, this one, then this one, then this one, this one, and this one, and then uh, then you can, you know, finally once you have studied that graph, then you can study this exam, determine the stability of the system. So this has been written like this: 100 upon d, 1 plus d by 4, 1 plus d by 6. So it is written like this. This d is nothing but 0 plus d. That is nothing but 0 plus I omega. Okay. So then you find out values of omega, d0 and phi 0. Now you know how to find out.
Yes, sir.
यहाँ पे तो it will be 100. Now what about this? This will be 1 I omega ना. So our 0. This is your I omega by 4. So यहाँ पे कितना आएगा? ओमेगा अपॉन 4 का स्क्वायर, दैट इज ओमेगा स्क्वायर अपॉन 16 और प्लस 1 का स्क्वायर, दैट इज 1. सो 1 प्लस ओमेगा स्क्वायर अपॉन 16 और इसका स्क्वायर रूट. यू गॉट इट?
Yes, sir.
And similarly here. So this is what is your g and then phi. Phi is what now? यहाँ पे कितना आएगा? ओमेगा अपॉन 0. तो tan इनवर्स ऑफ इंफिनिटी 90 This is your tan inverse of omega by 4. This is imaginary part divided by 1. So tan inverse of omega by 4. And this is tan inverse of omega by 60. Correct? This is the real time
Yes, sir.
activity. Now you go on substituting the values of omega. So you will get the different values of pi. You will get the different values of g. So you plot. If you plot, no, you will get a graph like this. Okay. Now you
Okay.
see minus 1 comma 0. So minus 1, the graph is like this. It is going like this, like this, like this, like this, and like this. Okay. So the minus 1 comma 0 is inside. That means the system is unstable. Okay. So today is
Okay.
discussed about the Laplace transform. Okay, and how to find out the steady state component and how to find out the transient component. Then we studied polar plot, how to find out the polar plot and how to determine the stability of the system with the help of the polar plot. If the minus 1 comma 0 is inside the graph, then it is unstable. If it is outside the graph, it is stable. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so two things and then rules criteria will continue next time. So as a homework, you complete this, okay, and you study this graphs. Alright.
Yes, sir.
So thank you very much. If you have doubt, please ask. Huh?
No, sir.
So I think you are doing the homework. I hope you are doing the homework.
No,
Huh?
done some. Yes, sir.
You done, huh? Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't know, but very soon the sir will keep UT1, huh? Unit test 1.
Yes, sir.
HOD sir will tell you, Geography sir will tell you. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So, bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So next lecture is when?
I will tell you when the next lecture.
Okay, sir.
I will at least tell you one day before. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
But if you have any schedule, your own schedule, you please go ahead with your own schedule. Huh? Don't wait for me. Or don't cancel
Yes,
your
sir.
schedule for me. We can always adjust in the morning or in
Okay.
the evening. So if you have your schedule, outside schedule, function या तुम्हारा कुछ काम है वगैरह, you please go ahead. You proceed. Hmm?
Okay, sir. Okay. I'll inform you.
Lectures we can always adjust as per your convenience, as per my convenience. Mutual,
Yes, sir.
right? Don't just
Yes.
cancel your schedule because of my lectures. If
Yes, sir.
anytime if it is not convenient, you can always tell me. Hmm?
Yes,
Which
sir.
you are telling actually. Hmm? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.